I was asking my friend Barbara, are dust bunnies really bunnies? And that the New York Times should probably do a story on it. And practically the next day, the New York Times did just that. It did a story on dust. Where does it come from? And does anyone really know what it is? We all think life is a miracle, a miraculous, but dust has a molecular structure and life all of its own. Podcaster and motivational speaker Mel Robbins tells us we should divide our lives into two sides on like a big piece of paper, one side with all the good stuff that happens, and the other side with all the bad things that happen in our lives. And for me, it's sometimes hard to keep track of any of the good stuff because the bad stuff seems to be all encompassing. Maybe we should all take time out from chasing our dust bunnies and enjoy some of the pleasures in life. Welcome to this special edition of Illinois Bridging Awareness, Easter time. I'm Stanley Smith. Easter time for many. Last week on the call, we talked about, word association and what comes to your mind when you hear the word God. And it's kind of embarrassed to say that what comes to my mind is often church, and ironically, church sometimes as is about everything except God. Currently, I'm attending St. James Cathedral, pictured here in downtown Chicago, with the Trump Tower in the background, and in the fine tradition of Episcopalian preaching and fine music, I do usually find something there each Sunday. On the other side of the river, across the bridge, is the Christian Science Church. I posted a picture at St. Patrick's Day with a picture of the Trump Tower in the background, and someone commented that having your name on a building is the height of vulgarity, and I'm sure Christ would beg to differ. But here is the 17th Church of Christ Scientists, which I attended during the pandemic on the other side of the river here, because it was the only church open and welcoming, without masks and without any proof of vaccination. It was my way of finding some light in the world during a troubled time. Now that it's springtime here in Chicago and elsewhere in the state of Illinois, and we're seeing signs of spring. This isn't even a flowering tree. It's simply a budding tree that the way the light has captured it was really a work of beauty. And I stopped outside the entrance to the East Bank Club to snap this earlier in the week. Flower boxes are being trimmed out with flowers and ferns all up and down Michigan Avenue in anticipation of people coming out to the restaurants and museums and shops for the Easter holiday. Sharon Manning in Springfield, Illinois, member of our group, posted this picture, shared this picture. I'm posting it on her behalf, of the redbuds, the American redbuds, which are blooming in her backyard. Always a classic, and always really an opportunity to stop in your tracks and just take in the beauty of the American redbud. Sharon shared last week the idea of the first two pillars of salesmanship are assuming the posture of the person you're with and mimicking your breath, breathing, getting your breath in line with the person you're talking to. So being next to them, sharing the similar posture and breathing together. I thought that was never heard that before. And I don't think I've ever been breathing with anybody in sequence, but I'm going to give that a try next opportunity. This is at lunch this week with Leslie Recht of the Grant Park Advisory Council at the Cliff Dwellers Club. Another sure sign of spring are daffodils. Daffodils are usually the first to bloom. And Sharon was kind enough to share a picture of her backyard. This is actually from my mom's backyard, probably not entirely dissimilar than Sharon's backyard. It's the welcome sign of the spring budding daffodils. On Michigan Avenue, we have these giant yellow tulips popping up, part of the Michigan Avenue Association spring campaign, I'm assuming. Here it is in the John Hancock Plaza next to Water Tower Place on Michigan Avenue. One of my visits this week was to the Drake Hotel. Always burgeoning, budding display of amazing flowers in the main lobby there at the hotel. welcomes guests and visitors. This, of course, is a lobby that Princess Diana came down through in her visit in the, I guess it was the late 90s. I have to look that up. Always a welcome respite from the hustle and bustle of the city when you enter the kind of the hushed silence and elegance of the Drake Hotel, the Palm Court, also the Drake, which has everything going on except for palms. It was Palm Sunday last Sunday. It's a Palm Court every day of the year without the palms. Whenever I pop through the Drake Hotel, I always try to take a quick peek at the Gold Coast Room, which of course is the site of many, many special occasions, receptions, and weddings and special events. And here it is kind of just a ghostly light filtering in from East Lakeshore Drive. Here at the Fine Arts Building, we had a serenade and puppet show and a recent open house by Stephen Weiderman, who worked with the puppeteers in Sound of Music. And he carries on the tradition of the Easter Parade and puppetry here in Chicago. Wherever you are this Easter season, whether you're assuming the posture of those around you or breathing in and breathing out together, we're reminded that this time of year and throughout the year that God assumed our posture and stood with us and suffered with us and died along with us. And he's continuing to invite us to breathe along with him. Each week on Saturday, we have the Illinois Bridging Awareness call at 9 a.m. Central Time. I will include my email in the description of this video, and I'll be happy to send you an invitation. I look forward to seeing you very soon, and happy Easter.